Okay. Now let's see here. We're going to be going over the results from SummerSlam. So I was live. It's my first WWE pay-per-view. Like it was tons and tons of fun. Um, yeah, I can't even begin to tell you. So I'll give it a couple minutes for people getting, oh, Simply Nick's here. What's going on? Let me just test my mic and make sure y'all can hear me. Can you hear me okay, Simply Nick? I just want to make sure you can hear me okay. And then I'm just going to go right in because I'll keep this video up, after the fact, after I go over the results and kind of the happenings of SummerSlam. And I am at a hotel. So if you hear vacuums and whatever, that's, beyond my control. So I have so much to share with y'all. And obviously tonight, I plan on posting the Shotzi review, Elite 95. So I'm still at the hotel. I'm about 2.5 hours away from home. But before I left the hotel, I had to get in here and talk a little bit about SummerSlam and go over the results with y'all. So I'm sure most of you know by now what happened, but I haven't wanted to post everything like spoiler wise online. So I figured I'd do a live stream. So y'all can hear me, right? Let me watch this. Let's see if I can create a little banner. Let's create a banner. Let's go. SummerSlam 2022 results and actions. Okay. I know it's I guess it's not that early for most people, huh? Oh yeah, let's try this. Is it gonna jump up? Hey, there we go. Okay. Let's go back to the comments. Stevia, what's up, man? Can y'all hear me okay before I dive right in? Um, so I did go to Starcast and I've never done a meet and greet before. My first ever meet and greet, I met some amazing women. I met 4 really amazing women, got some really cool things and items. And I'm gonna make a separate video on my Starcast experience because it does I think it deserves it because those women are really cool and there's some really cool moments there. So okay, cool. I'm heard. I am heard. I am heard. So yeah, so excuse my hair being all crazy looking and me not looking my best, but I just woke up here at the hotel and I just wanted to do a little SummerSlam results and reactions video. So yeah, look for this week. Look for a Starcast video where I just talk about my experience there. I show you everything that I got, what I got signed, and also share the photos of the wrestlers I met. So anyway, today we are gathered here for SummerSlam. Holy F, right? Like, okay, so let's start right off. Let's start right off. So just getting there, I did go with the treasurer. I went with the treasurer and another buddy of ours. And the treasurer drove a long way, and so did my buddy. They drove a long way to meet me out in Tennessee here and go. So needless to say, they drove a lot, had a long weekend, and now they're driving back. So we were gonna film like a little reaction video, all of us, but honestly, they drove so long and they put so much time into making sure that we all got together and stuff. So they're heading back. It's supposed to storm today, so hopefully they make it back safe. But the treasurer and our buddy and I, we had a great time. I mean, probably the best part about it was just being with them. But we'll get into that with the Starcast thing. But let's talk about SummerSlam finally. So the first match of the night kicks off, right? Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. And I didn't expect this to be the first match, but I was happy about it. I was pumped. Now, Becky coming down to the ring, I have to say, like, there's no one in the business that has that much swag, right? that much charisma and confidence. Like she's amazing. She's the best. She really is. But anyway, so her entrance was cool. I mean, just seeing her walk down the aisle, like that was awesome. And another thing, I didn't take a whole lot of videos or photos because I wanted to enjoy the moment, because that's something you can't do if you do take photos, videos. But anyway, so Bianca comes down. That was great. She's got great attire. Bianca and Becky, I mean, they tore the house down, honestly. I mean, fun story is some lady was coming down during the match, coming down the seats and claimed that the people beside me and the treasurer were in her seat. And I thought they were going to get to a little battle, right? I thought they were going to get into a title match of their own, but that subsided, and I was able to continue my enjoyment of the Bianca and Becky match, and it was exciting. I mean, it was exciting, a lot of fun. Obviously, Nashville, it's pretty close to where Bianca and myself are from. It's pretty close to Knoxville. Um, so a hometown crowd, but surprisingly, Becky got a lot of love, which obviously I don't care if Becky's a heel, if she's a baby face, like she does deserve that love and admiration from the fans, and she gets it. So um anyway, so the match was great. Bianca retained the title. Great match. And after the match, I lost it. So I expected, and I stayed off of dirt sheets. I stayed off of social media for the most part for the last few days. But just in my mind, I kind of knew that Bailey was going to return. I had a feeling, and she should. I miss Bailey. She was doing her best work right before she got hurt. And Bailey's little graphic came up on the image and her music turned on and I went nuts. Bailey came out, all is well. I'm content for the night. Y'all. And then Dakota freaking Kai returns. Dakota Kai. Anyone that watches Lumberjillville, anybody that follows me on social, watches Lumberjillville, knows that I love Dakota. Like, yeah, I have a huge crush on Dakota Kai. I really do. But I love and admire her in-ring work, obviously. That's what we're all about here. But if I had a crush, it's her. I mean, I love Dakota so much. And I was bummed when she got released. So I was ecstatic because I didn't see this coming. I heard nothing about it, no rumors, nothing. And I went nuts. I went nuts, y'all. Like seeing Dakota Kai's graphic come up and then hearing her music, like, oh my gosh, it was the craziest thing. And to think that I was a part of that live is just unreal, y'all. Like, if I didn't go to SummerSlam and that happened, oh, I would have been so upset. But the fact that I was there, I was so happy. Stevia, yes, thank you so much. We'll talk about the Lynch face turn for sure. But yeah, Stevie, I was getting comments and messages and stuff when Kai came back because, yeah, I mean, I was on cloud nine, y'all. And then Io Shirai, which I'm guessing I heard that they're calling her Io Sky now, which is funny because, live in person, they don't have, I think my mic's in the image. It's not a good look. But, they don't have commentary when you're live there. So I thought the graphics said Io Shirai. But either way, it's Io Shirai. I mean, Io Sky, whatever you want to call her, that's fine. And, I've said this for years that, and in my opinion, she's the best wrestler in WWE. She's the best. She's the best. I mean, it's amazing that someone like her tells stories with her matches and her athleticism and doesn't need those strong mic skills that a lot of superstars do need, So Io is the best. Dakota, I'm in love with, right? And she's awesome. And Bailey is been one of the top, one of my favorites. So those three together, joining forces after the match. At first, I thought a bunch of women were coming out, just to kind of say, hey, we're here. But it seems like they're going to be a faction, which makes me even more excited, right? Because times have changed. Vince isn't around anymore. And ding dong, right? I am so happy about that. And immediately we see changes. Like Vince in NXT, he did so much for the women, so much that gets overlooked. Like he really did as far as supporting them and booking them. And this pay-per-view or this premium live event, I guess, can just show you exactly how bright the future of women's wrestling looks now that Triple H is in the realm and Stephanie. Um, I mean, it's I'm so excited. You have no idea how excited I am. I'm so giddy. And I was when I found out Triple H was taking over, I was excited. But now, I mean, we have three big, huge stars that are going to be inserted into the women's division picture. And right now, there's not a whole lot of names, floating around there. There's some side storylines and stuff. But either way, I'm excited to see the route they go with Bailey, with EO, Sky, whatever they want to call her, and with Dakota. I mean, I'm floored. I actually got on WWE Shop. They had a Dakota Kai shirt, and I ordered it right away because I think it's limited. So I ordered that thing right away. So I'm pumped. I can't even. Can't even. And obviously, yeah, after the match, they're kind of muscling up to Bianca. And Becky was like, and came in the ring and was standing next to Bianca. And that's pretty cool. And I think the best moment before Dakota and them came out was the embrace between Bianca and Becky, because you thought Becky was going to turn on her, but it was kind of like a approval thing, right? And it was a moment, I captured it. I got to see it in person, and last minute, because I didn't want to not see it or soak it in person, but last minute, I pull up my phone and take a picture, and I have a picture of Bianca and Becky embracing, and what a moment that was. I mean, that was a powerful moment. Um, but yeah, I could talk for 3 hours about that match. I mean, it was an amazing match. You have to go watch it. I mean, it was my favorite match of the night. It really was. Um, but yeah, EO, freaking Bailey, and Dakota coming back together. That's amazing. Um, okay, so yeah, Dakota's new hairstyle. I can't even, y'all. I can't even. I love her. Okay, so moving on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now we'll cover these matches pretty quick here. So Logan Paul did defeat The Miz. The Miz is attire with Champa and Maurice, like that looked awesome. I want to get a Maurice Elite. She's been signed with WWE. I think the last Elite we got of hers was that women's division Elite, and that was like what 4 years ago now. So I mean, if she signed under the company, why not? You have a really good face scan and sculpt, a good body sculpt that they use in her Elite. Let's get another Maurice. You know what I mean? I would love that actually. I would love that. So they looked great. It was a good match. I know a lot of people have opinions on Logan Paul, me included, trust me. But I can't take away his athleticism and how he's taken to pro wrestling. He's really taken to it really well. And not just the physical athletic aspect of it, but the emotional aspect. It's like he knows how to pull on the strings of the fans. And that's something you can't just expect someone to have, right? So he's almost got the complete package, right? That didn't sound right. But I have to tell you, like, here's a bold statement I'm going to make in this video. And my bold statement is in 2 years' time, if Logan Paul sticks with wrestling, he's gonna become a better heel than MJF. He's gonna become a better heel than The Miz. He's gonna be the top heel in the business. Just because I think he has all the tools there, and he already has people hate him. He has people hate him. Me, hey, I don't hate anybody, but I did not like him at first. Obviously, I'm not a big fan. Um, but seeing how well he's taken to it, and he takes it seriously, y'all. Like he's taking wrestling seriously, and I think he's going to be the best heel in the business in a few years. So we'll see. um, Moving on, we had Bobby Lashley defeated Theory by submission, and Bobby retained the United States Championship. So this match to me was lame, right? I mean, it was less than 5 minutes, which is fine. You need matches like this on the card because some of them went really long. I mean, even that Logan Paul match was like 14 minutes. But Lashley's entrance was freaking awesome. That was great. I'm so glad I got to experience that live. The music, the whole, it was awesome. But here's the thing. It was really bizarre when Theory tapped out. Yeah, when he put him in the hurt lock and Theory tapped out, it was confusing. It's like, hold on. So Theory wins the Money in the Bank, and he's put on this pedestal. And I know Vince did all this, right? And some people are thinking he's going to leave tonight with the Universal, the Undisputed, and the US. And boy, we'll get to that in the main event, but he left looking like a jabron, right? And I do like Austin Theory. I like Austin Theory a lot. Thank you, Brewer. I appreciate that. Um, but I do like Austin Theory. You know what I mean? I was a big fan of him in NXT. I thought his NXT gimmick with the way was gold. You know, kind of the dumb older brother gimmick that he had. I thought it was hilarious. I love that. I watch the way segments all day. But him losing to Bobby, I think that was a shocker. But I am good with that because I'm a big fan of Bobby Lashley. I think he's the most underrated big man of all time. I think he's 100%. That's kind of a bold statement, but he's my favorite big man wrestler of all time. I mean, the bumps that he takes, you'll never see some of these guys take, some of these big guys take, ever, ever. And yeah, I think the world of him. So him keeping the title is good for him in the long run because Theory's got the Money in the Bank briefcase and he's going to be dabbling in the title picture here and there in the future. So he doesn't need that title, right? So I'm glad that Lashley did retain. Now moving on, we had the Mysterios and they defeated Finn and Damian. Now, Judgment Day's entrance was freaking cool live. There's a lot of music and theme songs I'm going to download after this. I'm telling you. Yeah, Brewer, I'm going to shout you out. What's up? And also Brewer, I agree. The Becky and Bianca match, I could talk for 2 hours, but I'm not going to because y'all will. I mean, it's already been 15 minutes in, and that's pretty much all it's talked about. But it was a great match. But yeah, the Mysterios and Judgment Day. I mean, Judgment Day had a cool entrance. Like that was cool to see live. It really was. And obviously, the main thing about this match, the big reveal, is Edge returned, and I think everyone saw it coming. And being there live is kind of funny because the people in front of us had their phones like pointed toward the entrance for half the match. And I'm like, dude, what are they doing? I told the treasurer, I said, bro, imagine people coming to a pay-per-view live, spending all this money, going all this way, and recording an entrance way while a match is going on in the ring. But they were smart because I think they saw the crew setting up something because next thing you know, flames shoot up and Edge comes back. So that's interesting. You know, we'll see. I know last SummerSlam he came out to the Brood entrance, and that would have been cooler, but he's got this new gimmick, and we'll see where it goes. But to me, there wasn't much to this match, I guess. To me, I mean, it was good. It was fine. Obviously, all the men involved in this match are talented, and even Ripley on the outside. I mean, she's great. She's awesome. So it was an okay match. You know, not much to say about that. Next up, we had Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Now, I am going to be honest. Like, I'm a big fan of Corbin. I am. And not a lot of people are. Like, I was actually at the Monday Night Raw almost 3 years ago where he won the King of the Ring tournament. They had a crown on the throne on stage, and he won the tournament. He wasn't crowned yet, but he did win the tournament at the Raw I was at. And ever since then, like, I love, because I don't go to a lot of events. So when I'm there, when something big happens, I'm like, oh, like I was there back in the day when the Hurricane rolled up the Rock on Monday Night Raw, and the Hurricane's forever like ingrained in my heart, right? But anyway, so I have a little soft spot for Corbin, okay, and I do appreciate his character work over the last few years. King Corbin, I thought was great. Uh, um, Not the opposite of Happy Corbin, Unhappy Corbin. I forget what they'd call him. Sad Corbin. I think that was it. Tell me in the comments if you remember what they call him, Sad Corbin. But it was pretty good. I mean, he did a good job with it. So I don't think he gets enough credit, honestly. He's a solid worker, you know what I mean? And his character works really good. So I don't know why people hate him so much. I mean, I guess he's always been a heel, so that's probably it. But either way, okay, so Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin. Now, truth being told, I watched a lot of this match, but this was kind of my break, you know, like nothing against the match, but this card was stacked. So I kind of took a break on this one. Didn't watch the whole thing, but Pat did come away with the win here. And yeah, Pat's great. He's energetic. I mean, he's all over the place. I think he's great. You know, his entrance is pretty cool. There's like a choir singing like the beginning of his entrance, and then he came out. It was definitely an experience. It was definitely cool. So, and that I keep talking about the entrances. That's one of the best parts about these live shows is being there for the music and the fireworks and the you know, all of that. So it was pretty cool. So moving on, we had a match that honestly it disappointed me. So if you go back to Money in the Bank 2022, the Usos and the Street Profits had an amazing match. I mean, they're both really talented teams, but they could go I mean, they could have gone 2 hours at Money in the Bank, and I would have watched the whole thing. I mean, it was just amazing, the match. This one didn't really live up to that, and I know that's not fair, to try to live up to a previous match's expectations, but yeah, it just kind of fell flat. I mean, for being a match that had Jeff Jarrett as a special guest referee, I thought there was going to be a lot more chicanery. I don't even know what that word means, but it sounds like it belongs here. Um, but yeah, I thought maybe there'd be more going on, right? I thought there'd be more going on. So but it was good. I mean, it was fine. I'm a big fan of both teams. I actually thought Montez and Angelo were gonna split up. And I hate to say I want that to happen because I love them as a team, but in my opinion, I mean, I know a lot of people feel this way, but Montez Ford, I mean, he has a bright future as a single star. He's got everything. He's got all the tools and everything. So I'd love to see him as champion one day. It'd be so different than what we're used to in WWE, and that's the best part about Triple H coming in is, who knows who ends up being champ. I'm sick of the Lesnars. I'm sick of the Reigns. I'm sick of the Drews. No offense to Drew. I love Drew. But these big men, brute, I'm just tired of that in the main event scene, right? The slow, methodical, whatever. And I think Montez as champion, dude, that would be so exciting. So, okay, moving on here. So then we had, okay, this one was a little bit of a head scratcher to me, y'all. I want to hear what y'all think about this. So, Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. So I was really excited for this, but I was nervous. So my initial predictions, like I didn't do a prediction video, but if I did, I would have said, okay, in the Liv Morgan versus Ronda match, Bayley's going to come out. She's going to help Liv win, and they're going to turn heel, maybe, which would be, I'm not about that because Liv, to me, needs to stay babyface. She's got such a good arc to that, and she should not be turned heel, right? But I thought, okay, they're going to bring Bayley back in that match because how's WWE going to have Liv Morgan defeat Ronda? They want Ronda to be this unstoppable force, and I do like Ronda. I think Ronda's great, but Liv Morgan, everyone that watches the channel knows like how far she's come, and I got a spot in my heart for Liv, man, because I watched her from the start, as many of you have, and she has gotten so much, not just better, but she's worked for everything that she's gotten to this point. And to have her finally win the SmackDown Women's Championship the way she did at Money in the Bank was like amazing, but I got worried because, there are such things as transitional champions. Go back to Big E, about a year ago or so. Like, he didn't keep that very long. Remember when The Miz won, like, was it the Undisputed or the World Championship, whatever? He won that, like, over a year ago, and that was like, wait, why did he win it? It was kind of a transitional thing. So I was a little worried. I'm like, oh, no. But the good news is Vince is gone, and Triple H isn't some senile old man who doesn't respect women, right? So he sees someone like Liv Morgan, who came up through the ranks, busts their butt, loves what they do, and they'll probably get rewarded for it. And I think we're going to start seeing that more and more with the company. And I can't stress the importance of that and how exciting that is. Because, yeah, it's been really frustrating over the years. But anyway, back to the match. Liv versus Ronda was less than 5 minutes. It was 4.5 minutes, and it ended abruptly, right? And it was a controversial ending. It was Ronda had her in like a vertical armbar type thing, and Liv tapped, but the ref didn't see it. The ref saw Ronda's shoulders on the mat, counted 1, 2, 3, and Liv won. So my whole thing is, if Liv is this ultimate baby face, this underdog, and she is, then I understand having her win by a roll up, by getting Ronda on her shoulders, right? By finding a way to get her shoulders to the mat. That's tactful. That's smart, right? But having her tap, I don't understand that. Let me know in the comments. Like, Stevia. There you go, Stevia. Okay, Stevia feels the same way. Yeah, like Ronda turning heel is great. I love Ronda. I do get nervous every time she's on the mic, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I want her to do good. I want her to succeed. And I know they kind of put her on this pedestal and this platform. Like as soon as she came into the company, she hasn't really had time to go through NXT training or to go through developmental. And I feel bad for her. So I always want her to do good. And I really like Ron. I think she's great for the division. I really do. But Liv's my girl. I'm a root for Liv all day. But Ronda as a heel, I think that is the right move because it's a lot easier for her. Because on the mic and stuff, it gets a little like she'll be on the mic like, "Oh, I'm happy to be here," and wherever we are, and she'll probably say the wrong state. You know what I mean? Knowing Ronda on the mic, she'll probably say the wrong state, but she means well. But it's hard to watch. So her as a heel, I'm freaking excited. I mean, she has the look. If she gets that dark eye paint that she always wears in her big matches, and I mean, I hope she sticks around, and I hope she sticks around as a heel because I think she could do some tremendous work, honestly. And Liv as a babyface, like I love her being the underdog character, but like I said, if you're gonna have her beat Ronda, which I didn't know how they would do that with how they built them, have her get Ronda's shoulders on the mat while Ronda's trying to have her tap out. But don't have her tap out. Do not have Liv Morgan tap out and make the finish controversial because then it makes it look like we have an undeserving champion. It makes it look like Liv isn't deserving of being the women's champion, and that's horrible. That's just like Stevie has said. It's dreadful. It's a dreadful finish. I mean, if Liv would have just got her shoulders on the mat and pinned, I would have been like, you know what? I wish it was longer. I wish the match was longer. I think it could have been a lot more intense, a lot more fun, a lot more emotional. But Liv won. And Liv won in a smart way, in a tactful way that she's going to have to start doing if she's going to try to take down these powerhouses like Ronda. I would have been fine with that. But to have her tap, like, let me know in the comments what you think the reasoning behind that is. I just don't, in any angle I'm looking at this, I don't see the point in having her tap, like except for the fact it makes Ronda look smarter and stronger. But if she's turning heel, then what's the point? You know what I mean? If she's turning heel, then why would they even have Liv tap? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. So moving on. Okay, I could talk all night about that, but I love Liv. I am glad that she's still champion. But moving on to the main event, which was probably the craziest thing I'm ever going to see live, right? Now, it's no secret. I'm bored with Roman as champion. I know that's not the popular opinion, but I'm telling you, like I like exciting champions. When Seth is champion, when the Fiend is champion, I'm drawn in. I'm excited. Even when Lashley was champion, I'm excited. I'm drawn in. I love the charisma. Roman bores me. Okay, he bores me. Bores me. He does. It's the same entrance, the same three moves that he does. The same build-ups, the same selling. It's the same. I mean, I'm surprised someone didn't get speared to the wall yesterday. That happens every Roman match too. And Brock's redefined himself. He used to bore me in the same way, but I have to tell you, after yesterday, how am I bored by Brock? That was amazing. He really embraced the whole farm boy gimmick. You know what I mean? But either way, these two put on, in my opinion, one of the worst matches in pay-per-view history. I think that was at WrestleMania. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was at Mania. It was horrible. It was just the same 2-3 moves that ended weirdly. And it's like, if y'all only have like a 3-move skill set and there's going to be like 10 total moves performed through the match, how do you botch the ending, guys? Like, hey, guys, how do you do that, right? How do you do that? But anyway, I was blown away by this main event. I had fun. Roman's entrance in person is pretty spectacular. I never thought I'd say that. I always complain about it, but it was pretty spectacular in person. It was. Same with Brock. Now, obviously, I'm tired, y'all. I had a big day. You know what I mean? But obviously, this last man standing match stipulation, a lot of people were saying, and even Theory was teasing, like, I'm going to cash in. And I know the Chick Foley show, who I got to meet, shout out to them. I got to meet them at Starcast, and we finally got to combine forces. But the Chick Foley show, we're cracking up, or they had this theory, I guess. Ooh, that's a good pun. They had this theory that, it might have been Marco of the Chick-fil-A show, but they had this theory that my earphone fell out, that Roman and Brock were going to beat each other up so bad and be laying there and just incapacitated. And Theory's music hits, and Theory cashes in. And while those two are down for the count of 10, Theory just takes selfies with them. That's genius booking. That's genius writing. Whether it was Marco or whoever on the show that thought about that first, that bravo. I never thought of that. That was genius. That's not exactly what happened. So they obviously had this knockdown, teardown fight. There was a lot of creativity. And to be honest, like there was a lot that could have gone wrong that didn't. And that's pretty rare in matches like this, where there's just a lot of weird, unique spots that as many times as you practice them, you never know what's going to happen. Even at one time, Brock did like a little jump up on he tried to do a power jump there onto the side, and he slipped. He didn't like fall and look silly, but he kind of slipped. His footing slipped, and then he just jumped over. But I mean, that wasn't a big deal. But he brought a freaking tractor, y'all, with a front loader or something. He brought that down to the ring. He drove it down to the ring, and he used it. He put Roman in it and dumped him out. And then the most exciting, crazy thing about the match is he lifted the ring up. I mean, I've never seen that happen. I think this is something that's going to be played in like WWE footage, just like when the ring, the suplex, was it Paul White and someone else? The suplex that made the ring collapse, right? The referee goes rolling out of the ring. This is one of those moments. And bravo to Brock and Roman for, I mean, they did a great job here. They did. Like, I can't say anything bad about the match. As much as not that I wanted to, but I came into this like, oh, come on, Brock and Roman. I'm just sick of this. I'm so sick of this. But those guys went out there, and after, 7 years, they put on a good match finally, right? And I think it had to have all that kind of craziness to make it good, because like I said, they don't really have much variety to their move sets and everything. When you put them together, it's just kind of the same old thing every time. But this definitely wasn't. It was definitely exciting. But unfortunately, even though these two were just knocked down, tearing each other up, this is the last time they're fighting. This is going to end it. So you'd think one of them was going to go out strong, right? And of course, everyone with a pulse thought that Roman was going to win, and he did. Spoiler, he did. This whole thing's a spoiler. But what's annoying though is the Usos got involved. Paul Heyman got involved. Paul Heyman did get F5'd onto the announce table, and the best part is he laid there for like 40 minutes not moving. It was hilarious. He took a nap. Which was cool that we finally got Heyman kind of got his comeuppance. I don't even know what that word means, but it sounds applicable. Ooh. But the Usos got involved and, came and attacked Brock. And it's like, come on. Like, if you're, in my opinion, I'm not a booker, okay, but if you have this chance, I know Roman's a heel, right? But don't you want to make him this strong, this authentic, this brute of a man that can just out wrestle anyone and out tough anybody? But he hasn't done that. He hasn't done that this entire title reign that's been like, 600 days or something ridiculous. He hasn't done that. He hasn't. And by having the Usos interfere, it makes him look like a little biah. And that's not the gimmick or character they're giving him. So it's weird. If he was like a conniving heel like The Miz or something, I'd get why people are always interfering to help him win, because he's keeping the title no matter what. But they have Roman like all arrogant and cocky, and I'm the best. Acknowledge me and blah, blah, blah. And then the Usos help. Like, come on, dude. That's stupid. I thought it was dumb. That's dumb. That's the one thing about the match I thought was just ridiculous, right? Just stupid. But yeah, so Austin Theory came running down to the ring. Now you have to let me know if you were at home watching this. He didn't cash it in as far as we could see on the Tron and at ringside. They didn't announce a cash in at the stadium. I don't know if they did on the live broadcast, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. I think he was going to, and then he got taken out. So, it's kind of sad for a big pay-per-view that Theory could have came out with like 3 title belts. Homeboy came out with a loss, and I think he got F5'd, and he really got dumped on, I guess. And I mean, it's all whatever. He's so young, dude. Like, and I think he still has that briefcase. It could be fun to see what happens there, but I just thought it was dumb that they were teasing it. Like, I heard rumors, but why would you tease a surprise like that? Like, if we were watching this um last man standing match and both men are barely getting up and his music hit, dude, I would have been blown away. But when his music hit yesterday, everyone was kind of like, "Oh, okay, here he comes. Now he's coming." He was waiting. Okay, now he's coming. But I wouldn't have saw that coming, and I would have thought, "Oh my god, he's gonna win," even though he wouldn't have. It's still I would have had that thought in my head. So that's what I would have thought. But Roman comes out. It's supposed to be their last match. I don't know where they go from here because like Brock is on such a high salary contract, I guess you'd call it, that he's always going to be in the title picture. That's the only way he's going to be in the company, in my opinion, is if he's in the title picture. And I think there's only so much Brock he can take before it gets boring, at least in my opinion. Even when he reinvented himself into the whole farmer boy gimmick, like I take my hat off to him, but it's still boring after a while. So we'll see what happens. My prediction was that Theory was going to win the titles, and then at Clash at the Castle, Drew was going to win them. So basically, Theory would be like a transitional champion, right? Because Drew gets a title shot, I guess, at this Clash at the Castle. So, yeah, I really want to see Drew win the title, actually. Meeson, I am tired, buddy. I got to the hotel at about midnight on Friday. Hold on, we'll get to that. So long story short, great pay-per-view. It was unbelievable to be there, especially with what happened in that first match alone was amazing. But then what happened after the match, like, y'all, I can't even tell you. And the treasurer, he was with me, and he said, "Dude, I feel bad for you." I said, "Why?" He goes, "'Cause you peaked early, man. The first like half hour, and within the first 45 minutes of the night, the first match, I peaked out. My excitement peaked out. I could have left after that and I'd still be happy. Obviously, you want to experience the whole thing, but if I could have left at that and I'd be fulfilled. So the fact that that happened early on, so early, was kind of like nothing else is going to top this. The only, not top, but I was like, what if Sasha and Naomi come back? What if Sasha comes back later on? Like, that would be crazy. But either way, I did peak early as far as my fandom goes yesterday, but I was happy. But it was a lot of fun. It definitely was a lot of fun. Definitely a long night. But yeah, those are the results. Obviously, the highlights for me were the women's matches. The Liv and Ronda one is a head scratcher. Don't understand that booking still. Why have Liv tap? Why make it seem like an unclean win, like she's undeserving of that win if she's going to be our SmackDown Women's Champion? And quite frankly, she is deserving of that championship. So have her win in tactful ways. Have her win in smart ways where she's sneaky and rolls up Ronda. Don't have her get an undeserving win. That's stupid. Meeson, I think actually I'm about to leave the hotel after this because I got a review to review tonight. I got a Shotzi to review. I think I'm gonna grab a Dew or a Red Bull. So, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this. I didn't really know how to do this. We were gonna do a video like this after the pay-per-view, but like I said, the treasurer and our buddy, they have to drive like 7.5 hours today. They just left. So they have a long trip back. So and last night I said, y'all gotta go to bed. I'll just record tomorrow. And that's what I did. So if you check it out, I got a new t-shirt, got a Bianca shirt, and I also got a little SummerSlam teddy bear for little Adley, my little daughter. So she'll love it. I can't wait to give it to her. But stay tuned. This week's going to be nuts as far as content goes, in a good way, because people are getting their AEW Supreme figures shipped out. I haven't gotten my notification, but I did order 2, and I'm opening them both because I want to give both looks. So Britt Baker Supreme should be here this week. So the review should be here later in the week. And tonight, I mean, I'd like to do it as soon as I get home. Film the Shotzi review and get the Shotzi review out tonight. And then I'm going to do a Starcast video this week. And yeah, there's just a lot of content coming up. So look for all of that coming up. But anyone that tuned in, I didn't know if anybody would, but I appreciate anyone that tuned in. And just know your boy, I'm on cloud 9. I'm on absolutely cloud 9, so I had a great time, and I hope y'all had a great time watching this. So thanks for stopping by. Not Lumberjillville, the hotel room. Women's wrestling does live here, okay? And honestly, I will see y'all tonight when I review the Shotzi figure. So I have about a 2-hour drive home. Then I can hear the rain. Yeah, I have a 2-hour drive home, and then I'm going to work on the script a little bit, polish that up, and then I'm going to film the intro, and then I'm going to film a review. And I've been putting so much effort into the intros. I mean, work, not effort, because a lot of work and time into the intros lately. The Shotzi one probably won't be that long of an intro because I just want to review that freaking figure. It's amazing. It's amazing, y'all. I brought it with me. I almost could do a live review right now, but I want to do a review that'll stay up there that people can watch. So I did bring it with me, but I want to do it back at LJV headquarters there where I have proper lighting and stuff. But with that being said, I wish I could stay here and talk to y'all all day, but I need to head home. So check out and look for the Shotzi video later. Also look for the Shotzi figure giveaway with Wrestling Hero Figs. I'm going to be giving away a Shotzi Elite. So, all right. I will see y'all tonight. Love y'all.